Hello, we're here again with
Joey,
and we're talking about Warhammer. We've got the new battle which we had to go on earlier a while ago, and at EGX we've got, what is it called?
the ambush at the Thundering Falls.
The ambush at the Thundering Falls. And what is that about?
Well, it's a subterranean battle for the Dwarfs. It's an early quest battle for Thorgrim Grudgebearer, which was the legendary lord for the Dwarfs. And it's there's some new things about it. Obviously, we've never done subterranean before, so that's pretty new.
That's underground for anyone who did.
Thank you. Yeah, underground. And it's not the square map. It's like a corridor, and
Yes.
you get ambushed from all areas. But I mean, nothing in this, what you've seen and played, is scripted. The only thing that is kind of scripted is the timings of the ambush and the reinforcements.
Right. Yes, Bong was taken from behind.
Well, I'm sorry.
By a massive ogre.
Well, yeah, sometimes that happens.
So that's what happens. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, some of the units just look so crazy that you've never seen something like that in a Total War game, really, have we?
A lot of people have said how different it is, just the feel of it. I mean, it still looks like when you scroll up and you're playing the battle, to be really tactical and on your game, you're kind of on high, so you can see everything anyway. But when you go down in like more of the cinematic view mode, loads of people have said how really different it is.
I was destroyed many times actually just zooming in and observing the battle because it looks so nice, and the collisions are really. I think there's a big improvement on the collisions for this Total War, and it looks really nice. But then as you're doing that and looking around, you zoom out and everyone's dead. And also in this one, there's helicopters, isn't there?
Well, there's gyrocopters, yeah. So that's new, definitely. And you can kind of, you know how did you watch like the Blackfire Pass walkthrough?
Yes.
So you know you can insert yourself.
That's what she said.
Into the Doom Divers and like manually control them to hit the enemy unit. You can kind of, press insert and go into the gyrocopter and fly around with them.
Yes.
But they've got special abilities like the bomb drop, as well as having this like ranged attack. And
Yeah, they have like a sort of weird, it's like a shotgun, I guess, and you can bomb, and it's like a skill shot though, isn't it? This isn't something that you can just click and go, bomb these goblins, I'm sick of them.
Yeah.
You have to actually fly them over and time the airstrike yourself, kind of thing. Which is
So
good.
you can see like where you've got this kind of arc of arrows with any ranged unit, but it's also got these little triangles underneath, which
That's
is
it,
where
yeah.
the bombs will actually fall from. So you have to be directly above that unit in order to drop them. So it is, you've got to manage those kind of things as well in an already
Pretty hectic
really
scenario.
hectic battle. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so it's an added element of strategy and skill, certainly, for a Total War game. I mean, there's obviously a lot of skill in these anyway, but that just adds even one more layer. And these huge units, now the huge units, they're like the giant units. There's a specific dwarf unit that's specific design. I'll stop saying specific now, to kill it. And they have mohawks and what were they called? Those, I can't remember.
They're the Slayers.
The Slayers. No, not talking about the band, although they look like they could fit in the band. And they're specifically designed like as an anti-large unit, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we've got like an info panel as well because, there's a lot of new terms like hex and augment, which is buff and debuff. So the info panel is really useful to kind of get to grips if you're more of a traditional Total War player as to what they're going to be good against. So the Slayers are a bit more like a top tier unit. You've got to work your way up to get them, but they're really good at fighting these massive creatures. Plus they don't break. Their morale is just, they'll stay and fight to the end. So they're going to last a long time. So
the Slayers, they were very, very strong. Although I was told that they cost a lot to put in your army, so that's kind of the balance there. But they mashed up that spider and all those ogres like they were just cheese. Or something.
I mean, the difference with the two armies, I mean, the dwarves are really slow. They're very defensive, and that's their best play style, really. If you're trying to move them or get anywhere, you're going to take forever, and holding that line's really important, whereas the goblins are much weaker, lower morale, but there's much more of them, so you do get ambushed really quickly and devastating.
There's little spiders. They're very fast, and you'll get caught out by them very quickly unless you're on point. Because I remember setting up my like flame cannon dudes, and there's guys with rifles, and I was like, right, nothing's coming through here. And then those spiders they're all over you, like flies on shit.
Yeah, basically the Iron Drakes as well. If they get engaged in combat, they will drop their cannons, and you have to actually manually make them pick them back up again. So it's really important to protect those types of units that are also amazingly devastating, and they can, really.
Now, you can kill your own. You can kill your own units with flamethrowers. Certainly. Now, a bit of lore, which I believe Bong told me, is that the dwarfs don't have magic. They don't understand it. They just look at it and go, that's just fucking mental, and they don't do it. So they have these like machines and stuff, don't they? And their heroes are more like fighty, get in there heroes. Whereas the goblin has like a shaman or something that just comes along and starts and tries to like cast stuff like a big orb on you, which I was sick of.
Yeah, Curse of the Bad Moon, but again, that's another high-end spell that you kind of got to work towards. But yeah, the dwarfs are really like an anti-magic race, but they use runes within their weaponry and kind of items that they craft as their magic, if you like. So they have that aspect of it. Thorgrim actually has the Fiery Ring of Thori, which is, a fire kind of attack, but that's one of these special abilities on that lower left-hand corner area. So
yeah, each hero they've got their own little abilities, right? So you guys announced also that each race will have a couple of legendary lords. Are these the ones that you can play in the battle? Like you can put them into your army, or how does that work?
So there's lords, legendary lords, and heroes. Lords, there's different kind of aspects of them. I'll give you like more information on the terms and stuff, technicalities, because there's quite a few that we only announced yesterday. But legendary lords are the more named special characters, and they're the immortal ones. So when they die in battle, they'll be out of action for a little while, but they will come back.
So like knocked out.
Yeah, essentially. Karl Franz, exactly.
Karl Franz.
And that's what we said.
Lovely man.
Yeah, he's beautiful. That's what we said in the dev session yesterday with Karl Franz for the Empire, and it's also going to be Balthazar Geltz. But the difference between the two of them as characters is that, Karl Franz is this military leader, whereas Balthazar's a bit more tricksy, magical, and Machiavellian, really.
Oh, golly. So that's nice vocabulary.
I stole it from Al Bickham. It's not.
Oh, well, so yeah, that's that level. I enjoyed it, and that's going to be part of like the Dwarven single-player event campaign type thing. It's going to be...
Yeah, it's an early quest battle, so it's kind of like those things drop items as well. So like the health potion that Thorgrim has. So, it's that extra bit of narrative that's based around those legendary lords to kind of build upon what is otherwise a really sandbox experience, but you can choose to do them or not do them if you want.
Yeah, so that's all the weather, so to speak, here at the ambush at the...
Ambush at the Thundering Fall.
There you go. One day I'll remember that. And yeah, it was really good. I loved it. It was fun. Yeah, people playing at EGX. How are the people finding it?
Yeah, really good actually. I've heard nothing but good feedback personally. Everyone there has been like, oh yeah, I gave it a go. They're wearing the t-shirts and.
Talking of t-shirts, can we have some t-shirts to give to people?
Yeah, of course. You're my favourite.
T-shirts.
You're my favourite.
Oh, thanks. To finish up then, if you could describe the hype of Warhammer in a sound, but a different sound to the one you gave us last time.
It's the dwarvish sound.
Oh, golly! Oh, bloody hell! Fetch my rune sword!
That's how excited they are about it.
Oh, hoity-toity!
They sound a bit Irish.
Well, they're a bit northern. From up north? Well, I think they've got like a Yorkshire accent.
So they're Irish and Yorkshire Irish dwarfs, confirmed. But that's all. Thanks again for speaking to me, and we'll see you in the next one.